Wow, baby, you're good. Hi, babe.
You must.
여보, 이리 와. Let's make mandu.
Mickey Mandu, Mickey Mandu. Gonna sit down, make some mandu. 조금 배고파. How's my baby? Are you hungry at all?
I'm not hungry at all.
Am I hungry?
How are you hungry?
It's almost dinner time.
Have banana. Tap here. Put some water here. Get the dough
Yep.
out and spread just a dab of water in outer part so that it sticks together well. Yeah.
Yep.
And then get like good amount of filling inside.
Too much?
Don't do it too much. Just place a little. And then
What technique are we using?
you can shape it as you want.
Oh yeah?
But what I do normally is you click the middle first and then pinch both sides.
Do you do like crescent moon shape?
Yeah,
How hard do you need to pinch?
just slightly.
Okay.
잘했어. 잘했어. That's I think very Chinese style. In this case, what I do is put a little water here on just one side
Mm-hmm.
and then attach the both sides. And this
Cute.
looks like
That looks like
money.
a,
Old money.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I think Korean start to eat mandu like this shape, especially on the north side maybe, because it resembles the money, and you want good money for the new year, good fortune for the new year. I think you can put a little bit more filling if you want, but
Okay.
if you think that you cannot make shape well, then don't.
That's maybe too full.
Just press it down like
Yes.
this. Like that.
You kind of do like a crimp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's impossible for me to make it look pretty.
I have years of experience, baby.
Mom put you to work, huh?
But I love making it. Like I forced my mom to make the filling so that I can make the dumpling. I loved it. Showing to the camera.
I tried to make it like her.
You have a good job. I mean, for the first try, really. I'm not kidding. You're gonna get there today. Good job.
Not
Good
if you
job.
keep laughing at me like that. I'm gonna lose all of my confidence before I even build up.
잘했어, 여보, really. Like I'm not patronizing you.
Look at that.
잘했어. Is there any New Year food that you have in the States?
New Year's isn't a big food holiday. Usually it's like a big party.
Mm.
There's not like a set style of food that people eat all the time.
Do you know that in Korea we eat mandukguk?
Manduku?
This is mandu what we're making, and guk is soup, right? If you want to get older, you have to eat the tteokguk, and normally you add mandu in there. So tteok mandukguk is a breakfast that you have for New Year's. 여보, good job. 잘했어.
Don't act so surprised.
We've never really made these things together, so I get surprised when I see something good from your hand. Like food-wise. You make really good pancake, but that's not a thing that you have to use your hand. Craftsmanship. 재밌지?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure anybody watching this is probably thinking like I take so long, but
No.
I'm just trying to get the hang of it. So
Mm.
let's try this way. 샬롬가.
Based on the first one, you can make some super simple plates. Use your forefinger and your thumb. Practice with me. Number 4. Shoe-shaped gold
잘했어.
ingot. Just watch how I do it because it does take some practice.
What do you think?
One second. 잘했어, 여보. You did better job than I did. Wait then.
You try.
Well, how did you do that? Teach me.
I just did what she did.
Yeah, exactly. Teach me. What's it?
Looks amazing.
Yeah. 먹겠습니다.
잘 먹겠습니다. Oh, hot.
You put it all in one bite?
You start just in one corner and you just fold over like with your thumb, like that. Press it in.
Still up there. Wow, baby, you are good. You're good. You gotta stick to this.
I'll stick to this pattern.
Yeah. Look at this.
It looks great. Let's see.
You're really good.
This is mine.
This is
That's-
mine.
I think they're both fine.
와, 여보 진짜 잘했어. 진짜로. Dang it. baby. Do it. Like, how
So
did you
this
do
is called a
this?
half moon with 2 pleats. Very
뭐야?
easy. Very easy.
어떻게, how did you do that? Teach me.
Leave it like that. The other side you pinch, and then you're gonna fold it back.
I think she says. Oh. That's great.
No, it's not. It
Uh-huh.
looks different.
Yours just had more filling.
Use your left hand to push the wrapper to create a fold.
Pinch the corner to create the first pleat. Do you remember the second method of many pleat dumpling? With the chop. Put the dumpling right on the top.
잘했어. Shoot it again.
Oh, it's so cheesy. I know.
No,
That's
it's
fun.
not cheesy.
S-shaped dumpling.
Triangle dumpling. Wow.
This video is just gonna be nothing but me going like, look.
진짜 잘했어요. You're really good at that. 잘 만들었네. 잘하네 우리 남편.
Oh well. It was really interesting, honey, learning all the different techniques. I'm glad we watched that, and I'm glad we got to practice. What do we do with the leftover filling?
You can just microwave and have it.
I didn't give it enough. Wonderful. Okay. Smells amazing. Thank you for cooking, baby.
맛있어. Mine was popped while I was cooking.
That's alright. Nice.
배부르다.
Excellent.